Hey guys, what's going on, dudes? It is David here. We are back with another video. Now, in this video, guys, we shall be discussing NFL Week 14, and I'll be giving you a prediction for every single game that's going to be happening this coming weekend for NFL Week 14. Starting off with tonight's game, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, when it comes to these two teams are hot and cold teams. The Vikings can win games, but they can also lose games. Same goes for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season as the Pittsburgh head coach. This could possibly be the first losing season that Mike Tomlin has ever had for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Unfortunately for the Minnesota Vikings, I don't really think that's going to be happening because the way the Pittsburgh defense is and the way they've been playing, It's just the Vikings' offensive line is not really that good when it comes to the NFL game. So the Pittsburgh Steelers defense and TJ Watt is going to dominate this Minnesota offense, and the game is going to end up being a 10-pointer. Minnesota are going to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers 24-14. Moving on, Falcons versus the Panthers. Falcons just lost against their division rival in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. However, the Panthers were on a bye. And the last time we saw Cam Newton playing for Carolina, the Dolphins dominated them. And who did the Dolphins lose to? The team they're playing this weekend, the Atlanta Falcons. And what does Atlanta usually do against Cam Newton? They usually play really good defense against Cam Newton, which is why the Atlanta Falcons are going to be winning this game by a score of 27-17, and which means this would be our sixth or seventh win of the season. So that would be a very good improvement for the Atlanta Falcons, considering last season they finished 4-12. Next game after the Atlanta Falcons game, we have the Ravens versus the Browns. The Ravens and the Browns have already played this season. The Ravens beat the Browns, even though Lamar Jackson threw 4 picks in that game. If Lamar Jackson throws 4 picks in this game again, the Ravens are not going to win. Unfortunately for the Browns, I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to do that again. I feel like Lamar Jackson has learned from this. He did say that when he threw the 4 picks, that was a rookie game. He felt like he was a rookie throwing those 4 picks in that game. But Lamar Jackson's a mature guy. He's an NFL former MVP. And I feel like he's going to be able to pick this up, but it's still going to be a close game. That's why the Ravens are going to beat the Browns 20-17. Now we move on into Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. And this game is going to shock you. Even though the Tennessee Titans do possibly have Julio Jones coming back for this game, this is going to be a trap game. This is going to be a trap game. Like the Texans game was for the Titans, this is also going to be another trap game, because what is the biggest part of the Tennessee team? Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry is going to be out for this game. He's going to be out for the rest of the season for the Tennessee Titans. So this is going to be a trap game. It's going to be a close game, but I'm going to have a shocker. I'm going to have the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Tennessee Titans 27-24. Fourth game on Sunday, we have the division rivals, the Raiders versus the Chiefs. Now the Raiders did lose this past weekend, but the Chiefs, however, they dominated another division rival in the Denver Broncos, who I'd probably say has a better defense than the Las Vegas Raiders. So really, do Las Vegas have a chance against the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend? Not really, which is why I have the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Raiders by a touchdown 28-21. Now we move on to one of the easiest games I'm probably going to have to be able to predict. We have the Saints versus the Jets. And considering the last time out, the Saints Taysom Hill did throw, in fact, 4 interceptions. Is he really going to throw 4 interceptions against this Jets defense? No, really, not really. And he rushed for over 100 yards. So the Jets are going to have to watch out for that. If Taysom Hill can get better in the passing game, Zach Wilson's still going to be dealing with the nagging injury that he's coming back from. The Saints defense is going to be able to do enough to stop the Jets offense, but this Jets defense is not going to be able to stop the Saints offense, and the Saints are going to win this game by convincing margin 27-10. Now, things get interesting, guys. Things get really interesting. We have the NFC least division rivals we have the Cowboys versus the Washington football team. The Cowboys have a 2-game advantage over the Washington football team in the lead for the NFC East. Now, the Dallas Cowboys on paper is better than Washington football team in everything: offense, defense, special teams. But you gotta realize too, Taylor Heineke can have some surprise moments. They're gonna be without their tight end who just got injured this past weekend. They're gonna be probably without Curtis Samuel. I mean, Curtis Samuel he's been dealing with the groin injury the past couple of weeks. And this Dallas defense is getting players back. They get DeMarcus Lawrence back. They're going to have Trayvon Diggs still playing good. And this offense is going to probably be Tony Pollard offense running game with Zeke still dealing with injury. Even though the Dallas Cowboys is the better team on paper than the Washington football team, I'm going to have the Washington football team beating the Dallas Cowboys. And why should I do this? Because I'm going to be keeping an eye on my predictions. And speaking of which, when it comes to the Cowboys, I actually got their prediction right last week when they beat the Saints. I got that prediction right. I still can't believe it, but I got the prediction right. That was the one prediction from week 13 that I got right. But now the Cowboys losing against the Washington football team 22-17. Now, halfway through the Sunday games, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Tennessee Titans. Seattle just pulled off a very big win against the 49ers and that 49ers defense. And they're going to be going against the Texans, who are going to have Davis Mills back as starting quarterback after Tyrod Taylor got injured in this past game with the wrist injury. And I'm sorry, but is there really any chance that Seattle is going to lose against the Houston Texans? There's no chance that Seattle is going to lose against the Houston Texans. This is probably going to be a blowout, or it could be a blowout, but I think the Texans are going to put up a couple points in there. I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to beat the Houston Texans 31-17. Now here's one that's kind of interesting, or I guess a little bit interesting, because the Detroit Lions picked up their first win this past weekend against the Minnesota Vikings, and now they're going to be playing the Denver Broncos, who lost against the Kansas City Chiefs. And considering the fact that Jared Goff did just get his first win without Sean McVay, they're going to be facing a Denver defense that, even though they got dominated by the Kansas City offense, it's still a very good defense. And I feel like the defense is going to run this game for the Denver Broncos. So the Denver Broncos are definitely going to be winning this game 20-7. I feel like the Detroit Lions are going to get put in check with this game against the Denver Broncos and the Denver Broncos defense. But who knows? Detroit could surprise us. They could pick up their second win of the season, but we'll have to see when it comes this weekend. Moving on, we have the Giants versus the Chargers. Giants versus the Chargers. Giants are going to be playing Jake Fromm, a draft pick that was picked by Buffalo, and he's the third-string quarterback. Daniel Jones is hurt, Mike Glennon is hurt, and they're going to be playing against a team, the Los Angeles Chargers, who just put up 40 points on the Cincinnati Bengals this past weekend at the Bengals. There is no chance the Giants are going to win this game. The Chargers are going to win this game, and they're going to win it convincingly. When I mean convincingly, they're going to win it convincingly, 35-14. That's what I think is going to happen. Unless the Giants running game can do something and Saquon Barkley can do something, the Chargers are going to win this game 35-14. 3 games left in the weekend or for Sunday. And the next game we have the 49ers against the Bengals. Both of these teams lost. Bengals lost against the Chargers, as we just spoke, and the 49ers lost against their division rival in the Seattle Seahawks. Now, 49ers defense compared to the Bengals defense, I take the 49ers defense, but 49ers offense versus Cincinnati offense, I take the Cincinnati offense. So this game is going to be a real close game, and I feel like it's going to be going down on who has the better quarterback play. And considering that Cincinnati do have an injured Joe Burrow that's going to be dealing with injury against the San Francisco 49ers, I'm going to have the 49ers winning this game 28-24 with 2 games left in the weekend. And the next game we have the Bills versus the Bucs. This game is going to be down to one thing and one thing only. I want you guys to listen to this. This game is going to be down to one thing and one thing only. The quarterbacks. Buffalo's defense, their secondary is not really that good because the Patriots not their secondary, their front seven for a defense is not good because the Patriots destroyed them on the running game. The Patriots only passed for 19 yards. Mac Jones only had 2 completions for 19 yards. The Patriots just run the ball on them. And now that the Bills know what needs to fix when it comes to their defense, it's going to be down because the Bills secondary versus the Bucs secondary, Josh Allen can throw. If he has more weapons than Stephon Diggs, then the Buffalo Bills can win this game. But considering the fact that the Buffalo Bills have a more mobile quarterback than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady, I'm going to have the Bills pulling off an upset, and the Bills are going to win this game by a score of 28-27, winning this game. 2 games left in the weekend. This is the final game on Sunday. This is going to be the game on primetime on NBC. This is the game, Bears versus the Packers. And I'm sorry, Bears fans, you know Justin Fields is one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL. And this Green Bay defense goes after you. And it's not going to really change. I mean, Justin Fields is going to be starting, but can we really trust this Bears offense against this Packers defense? Not really. And so, unfortunately for Bears fans, the Packers are going to end up winning this game. They're going to end up winning this game by a score of 31-14 and moving on. And that's going to be a big win for the Packers against their division rival. And that basically is going to just clinch that division because who do the Packers really got to deal with in that division? The Bears are probably the second best team in that division. Minnesota's right up there. If they have Dalvin Cook, I'd probably say Minnesota's a bit better than the Chicago Bears. And then obviously the worst team in that division is the I forgot. I don't even know the record. It's like 112-1. The Detroit Lions. Yeah, that division is just basically wrapped up for Green Bay. Green Bay is going to win that division easily. They're going to win this game 31-14. And now we move on into the Monday night game. The Monday night game. The biggest game of this week. The Patriots, the Dolphins, the Colts are all on bye this week. So they're not going to be playing on Monday. The 2 teams that shall be playing on Monday are going to be the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, this game, can Kyler Murray beat out Jared Goff? Considering the fact that Jared Goff has had more primetime games than Kyler Murray this season, I'm gonna put the solo factor for the Rams over the Cardinals, and I would probably say that due to the Rams defense having Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and Aaron Donald compared to the Cardinals who don't have J.J. Watt in this game, it's going to be really competitive, and it's going to be really down to who has the better offensive line, because whoever has the better offensive line is going to be able to win this game. But I actually think that the Rams are going to end up beating the Arizona Cardinals in this game. I still do think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be a 1-pointer. I think it's going to be within a touchdown, and I'm going to have the Rams beating the Cardinals 31-28. So without further ado, let's go back through my predictions. I had the Steelers beating the Vikings. I had the Panthers losing to the Falcons. I had the Ravens beating the Browns. The Jaguars beating the Titans. The Chiefs beating the Raiders. The Saints beating the Jets. The Washington football team beating the Cowboys. The Seattle Seahawks beating the Texans. The Broncos beating the Lions. The Chargers whooping the Giants. The 49ers beating the Bengals. The Bills shockingly beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Packers beating their division rival in the Bears. And then on Monday night, I have the Rams beating the Cardinals. And that is it for this week's prediction. That is it for Week 14 prediction. I will see you guys all next week for Week 15. And I'll tell you guys in the video if I got a prediction right. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for listening to this video. I thank you for tuning into this video. I will be posting more sports content for you guys to see in the coming days. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notifications so you know my videos go live. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.